up, pimps. Oh, now I feel bad about taking this battle quest. This Garchomp is like 8 times the size of that Meditite. Me battling little Pokemon like that, it reminds me of the episode of the anime where Ash is like, Charizard, use flamethrower on Chikorita, but not too powerful. And so it's like one like ember that goes towards Chikorita and it just faints. Yo, I thought that was a shiny Gyarados for a second. Maybe I run some rank today. What did I say? Okay, so then this side quest is on the roof, and I can get there from that roof. Yeah? Yeah. I think so, yeah. Dude, the scaffolding in this game is so fucking janky. Just an Alpha Swirlix down there? Alright. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Frank, what are we doing? Hi, buddy. Oh, shit. Give me a second. Hello, Frank. I'm good, how are you? Kitties! Yeah, they are, really not leaving me alone today. Which means they're gonna be so mad when I go to that wedding later. I'm sorry, man. So far... And hey, I just got back from my wedding stuff. Nice! For shinies today, I've gotten a Skiddo, a Litleo, a Fletchling, and a Pidgey. So far. I'll get to Slowpoke eventually. That was deafening. That was terrifying. Five on one, and they didn't even stand a chance. She's gonna be like, yeah, words can't do it justice. It's as if... Oh, okay. Alright, so here's the thing. 4 of your Pokemon got knocked out by 1 move. Okay, I'm gonna leave now, and you better be done with your bullshit. Yeah. I've got until, like, 5 o'clock. Can I try and catch these Beldum? Like, after I wipe the floor with them, can I try and catch them? Because I could use some Beldums. No, I can't try and catch... Okay. Good luck with that. Beldums have the same catch rate as any legendary Pokemon. Oh, I forgot about the Magikarp quest. Alright, change of plans. We're gonna put that on pause because, honestly, fuck that. We're gonna go do the Magikarp quest. There it is! Come here. Come here, Magikarp. Alright, well. Are you shiny? No. Huh. I can't fuck. I have so much shit on my desk. All right. Look at my big stupid fish. I think we already know whose is bigger. I would love to. I admit defeat. There's no way I could compete. I mean, I guess fuck it, right? I mean, we do have the shiny charm. Let me quick see first what the best way is going to be for this. Okay, 2 Magikarps there, an Alpha right there. Let me do some recon. Okay, that Magikarp is over 50 meters. Doesn't the shiny charm give you better odds? Yes. This Magikarp would work. This Magikarp would work. They're both 34. This Magikarp is like right on the edge. That one there is too far. Binacle is too far. Okay, so yeah, the only thing that we're spawning, the only thing that we're forcing is a Bidoof over here and 3 Magikarps. Yeah, the shiny charm in this game puts your odds at 1 in 1,300. remember when shiny hunting was a challenge. No carps, no carps. I think you can also bench method this if there was a bench nearby. I mean, there is a few, but I don't like bench method because then it forces you to cut scenes and it just takes longer. There's a shiny Magikarp over there. I told you it was in the range. Stop moving. It actually wasn't gonna matter. Nice, love that. Look at that fish. Oh, I know. I want the shiny Alpha. I really do, because that's going to be the best way for me to do a shiny Gyarados build. And the thing is, okay, so let me explain. There's tiles, if you will, in the water. Like, these Magikarps always spawn in the same spot, right? So it's an encounter tile. Now, the way that encounter tiles work is that in the daytime, they could be Magikarp, or they could be Alpha Magikarp. They could be Shiny Magikarp, or they could be Shiny Alpha Magikarp. Those are the 4 encounters. Obviously, Shiny Alpha Magikarp and Shiny Magikarp are more rare than the other 2. But at night, it would be Staryu, Magikarp, Alpha Staryu, Alpha Magikarp, Shiny Staryu, Shiny Alpha Staryu, Shiny Magikarp, Shiny Alpha Magikarp. So, all that being said, we know that there's going to be 2 Magikarps spawning in on that bridge every time that we do this. If you think of the roles as 50-50 for Magikarp or Alpha Magikarp, then we theoretically have better odds. Of course, it's not a 50-50 with encounter tiles, but, you know. That Badoo isn't even shiny. That's not at all what I meant to do, but, you know. I don't know why I'm leaving the zone. And now, because there's an Alpha Magikarp here, let's set a pin right on this bench. Because this is how the bench method works. The bench method resets spawns within a 50-meter radius. That Magikarp right there is within a 50-meter radius. And this is what I hate about the bench method, is that it forces us into the cutscenes. I think you can force this into a... Am I dumb? I need to see if this actually works. I need that to be a shiny Alpha Magikarp. Hmm. Never mind, you can't force that Magikarp to be shiny, apparently. Lame! out of curiosity, I need to see if this Alpha Magikarp is with it. Okay, you are within range, actually. That's fine. You can be mad at me all you'd like. You're not actually gonna hurt me. The nice thing is, shinies won't despawn. I need to make a call real quick. Watch the video and the guy's using the bench on the other side of Wild Zone 2. Like, not this bench, but, one over here. Let me check these Magikarps first. Okay. We're just gonna cut straight through Zone 2. We talking these benches? Oh, sweet. I've got napkins. Alright, give me a sec. I gotta blow my nose. I thought these benches would be too far, but I guess. Do 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 do. But either way, yeah. Yeah, I don't like this one because it forces, I don't like the benches because they force you into a cutscene. Like, it just takes longer. Like, you see what I mean? You know how many times I could have just flown? This is just the only reason why I don't like the bench method. It just takes a lot longer, in my opinion. Is there anything else in this area? Fletchling can spawn over. Yeah, nothing against the bench method. This is just so much faster. Taking about 5 seconds. Did I already use up my shiny luck? Okay, so hear me out. What if... What if the problem is that this is a Magikarp, right? the difference between Gyarados male and Gyarados female? The whiskers. I see. Alright. I understand shiny hunting is kind of boring, so... Oh, I know something I could do. Where's my 50-meter mark in here? I do want to take down that Alpha Dragonite. Just give me a sec. Alright, well. Also, Pat, I will not be streaming D&D tomorrow. We do have D&D tomorrow, but I won't be there. Because it is Halo World Championships this weekend. And, I do have it up on my phone right now, but, if we want, I might do a stream where I'm shiny hunting and we turn it into a watch party for the grand finals. How would we feel about that idea? Because the grand finals start at 7. I really don't hate the idea of a shiny Totodile. I really don't. I might... Here's what I'm gonna do.
Endgame extravaganza.
Sorry, I just pulled up the Halo World Champs. I'm gonna... 2 p.m. on the B stream? No. Where's the B stream? Oh, it hasn't started yet. Okay, never mind. So when it comes to Pro Halo, huge Optic Gaming fan. They have their first match here in 25 minutes. I don't care about the other stuff going on right now. See, or I could roll a shiny Squirtle. Could you imagine if I would have just rolled a shiny Squirtle and a shiny Totodile? Oh my god. Like, just bust, you know? You know what I'm saying? Why did I do that? What am I doing? What am I doing here? No! I'd also love a shiny Gardevoir. There's a wild zone that Ralts spawns in, isn't there? Is there not? I guess there's not. Anyways. Boom, boom. That's an Alpha Totodile. Alright. So, Alphas come with an illegal move. And on Totodile, it looks like it's Dragon Claw. I don't need a Roserade. Brother, if I could get a shiny Totodile, that would be so cool. Or a shiny Squirtle. Or anything shiny in this zone. Hey, Charmander. Am I asking for too much? Oh, dude, there's such a simple way to do this. And that's an Alpha Bulbasaur. It's alright, I just learned that there's an easier way to shiny hunt this zone. Let's gather around the campfire and sing a campfire song. CAMPFIRESONG song. And if you don't think that we can sing it faster, then you're wrong. This one takes a little while, but it does spawn the entire zone. Chikorita, not shiny. Aggron Scrafty, not shiny. If I get a shiny Roserade, I'll catch it, but I don't need it. A female Hippowdon. Alpha Pangoro in the middle. Hello, Tepig. You weren't shiny. I don't care about you. Totodile, not shiny. Chikorita, not shiny. Alpha Roserade. Garbodor. Scrafty. Charmander. Like I said, this method takes a while. I understand it's not the most enjoyable, but it does reset spawns in the entire zone. Because you're running so far away from everything. So like right now we're on the direct opposite side of the tower. So like everything over there has despawned because we're over here. That an Alpha Bulby? Or just a Bulby? You're just a big Bulbasaur! What's the fucking size classification on this guy? He's a meat dog. He was so big. He was corn-fed? Yeah, fucking apparently. I gotta get some goobers out of this box, but... the Dratini Master Bald. No, but like seriously. Okay, here's the deal. Right? Like we're first off. Get these out of here. Everybody knows that full restores are superior. I understand that one of these is an alpha and one of them is not. Here's the regular Bulbasaur. Right, let's... about half my height with the bulb. Oh, I guess Alpha Bulbasaur is like up to my shoulder. Couldn't even get 97 out of that? Alright. $367 on Gengar's special attack. We love it. Love to see it. Oh, that was a waste. Wait, what was my Alpha Bulbasaur's illegal move? No idea. Hey, buddy. Hey, Hippowdon. Wow. Wow. Sorry, I went and saw the doctor this morning. She called me an aesthetic. Or wait. No, she said autistic. My bad. Which is probably why I like Pokemon so much. Autistic with a stutter? Only sometimes. I only stutter when I talk to women. Women scare me. Dude. That's why I'm so excited to go to this wedding tonight. There's an open bar. Dog, at this point, I will take any shiny Pokemon. It's kind of why I'm running around the entire fucking zone just refreshing spawns. Yeah, and I wasn't invited. Dick. To be fair, this one's only open bar for beer and wine, but that's fair. That's all I'm gonna be sticking to. A D&D wedding? What the fuck? That's what I need. Do I roll to see if I actually get married? Yo, what happens if I fail that roll? Like, real talk. Like, could you imagine you do a D&D wedding, and then it's like, alright, and I'm gonna need you to roll to see if you actually get married. And then you fail the fucking roll. Like, what happens then? Like, do you roll with advantage or no? Would your life just suck forever? Okay. That was rude, Malamar. Just got married and roll a D20 and end up getting a divorce. That'll be one expensive dice roll. I don't think I'd ever touch D&D again at that point. Yeah, I mean, I think if the dice decides that you're getting a divorce, I think you then have to roll again to see if you actually get divorced. I guess I don't know. Blue shell guy, why couldn't you be fucking shiny? That's what I do. Every day I flip a coin. If heads, I call in. If tails, I go to work. I get tails 95% of the time. Not actually, that's just a joke, but... Ooh, hey, it do be 2 p.m. Me... Knowing my luck, I'd fail that roll every time. I mean, I guess. All the spawns get reset. Let's go. We'll be right back. Space Station versus Optic Gaming. Dude, who the fuck is actually rooting for SSG? Hold on. Hold on. Nobody roots for Space Station Gaming. I just see SSG all day. SSG, SSG, SSG. It's like, no, come on. Greenwall. Greenwall all day, baby. Yo, should I swap the stream layout so I could get Halo Champs in there too? Is that what we want, Pat? That's exactly what I'm gonna fucking do.
The Halo World Championship 2025. We got Optic Gaming versus Space Station. Golden Boy Walshy on the mic. Walshy, you broke the game. You fixed it. Yeah, so that's the most important part.
I'll take the credit for that.
All right, let's go ahead and do this one, folks. This is a big game that we're going to be treated to here because Optic Gaming, they're looking to hoist a trophy over their head. Obviously, Space Station looking to do the same here, but Space Station dealing with a little bit of a, I don't know, trying to figure it out a little bit as of late here, whereas Optic Gaming, they have their eyes set on Championship Sunday.
Well, everyone is playing their absolute best coming into this event, especially a lot of the upcoming seeds. So someone like Cloud9 having knocked down someone like FaZe, but we have the top 4 seeds playing each other in round 1.
Crazy, with absolute insanity.
Space Station taking on Optic,
Give me a
Shopify
second.
taking on FaZe Clan.
Yeah.
So both these teams fighting for their tournament life to go on to round 2.
Yeah, it's going to make these, it's going to make this quarterfinals absolutely a shark pit. And that lower bracket too, let's not forget. But in any case though, let's continue onward here. See what's going on with this neutral bomb game. Of course, the name of the game, get that bomb over to your opponent's base. You got a little while to plant that thing, and then you want to go through it in waves, right? We're seeing a lot of these
I'm
teams
working on it.
do a good job of really handling the slays and making sure that they can get into the enemy base, get behind enemy lines, and then try and like pull attention to themselves. But in order to do that, it takes a lot of effort to get to that point. And it has been an absolute slog here at the early goings of this game for both of these teams here.
Yeah, both these teams don't want to overcommit towards the bomb. They want to just first get the slays, and that's what you see both these teams going forward. Stellar going so far behind enemy lines. And look at this. Not expecting this flank. In fact, actually, never mind. Bound and Renegade.
Wow.
Both fight Stellar on the base, and Stellar almost takes them both out.
This is actually a massive opportunity here. That ball's going to be over toward the bridge, and Falcade is going to be the one in position to be able to plant it. Now remember, Optic Gaming came into this one with 11-2 record on Assault. Meanwhile, Space Station Gaming 5-6. So you know that Space Station had to put a lot of work
I'm working
into this
on
game
it.
mode, especially heading into the World Championship, and it starts off strong for them as they manage to get one on the board, and they got 2 more down again, maybe even going for 4. Look at this movement, man. Unbelievable stuff.
Clearing them out of the fridge, getting all those slays. That's going to be all 4 down. You got to wonder what is going to be SSG's play here. They have 4 down, but they're not in a position to move the bomb up. So they just have to slay and take the ground, but looks like Formal's already made his way to car 2.
Eco playing his life here, knowing that he's in a bit of a pickle. But Stellar was there to back him up. Those two have been running together ever since the Splice days. But even then, though, it's not going to be enough for him in that fight. Stellar as well. He's going to get caught as he was trying to make his way into util. Now with Camo in hand and that bomb around them, they can actually do some work here. Renegade with Camo, that's a scary combination.
Yeah, Renegade could have opted to bring that bomb in a little closer, but decides just to go for some slays. And you can't really go wrong in bomb if you get enough kills on the map. It's going to be incredibly difficult for somebody to grab a bomb arm when you have 4 alive or 3 alive.
Yeah. Even though we have seen some wild moments.
We've seen-
Some people have snuck it in.
That's been off the back of a lot of slays, but you're right.
Yeah.
There's been some unconventional bomb arms that we've seen, but for the most part, it's going to be a slaying game, and that's what Renegade's mostly focused on. He said, hey, they got the last arm because they had someone behind enemy lines. They had Stellar doing so much damage to the base. He doesn't want to allow that to happen again.
Where the fuck can I put this
Now
thing?
Optic do opt to have that bomb just return back to center, back to even keel here. This is not going to give Space Station that opening, that opportunity. Bomb makes it over toward Blue Base.
I had to see how
steps.
this looks now.
Meanwhile, Legend, he's going to continue to see if he can disrupt the back lines here of Space Station Gaming. Does manage to get behind 2 of the players, Eco and Stellar. Stellar's going to be maybe not long for this world in that util. Might even see his name pop up in a moment. There it is. But this is good pressure that we're seeing here from Legend and Optic Gaming, right? They're just getting in the face of their opponents. They want to make, this is what you got to do. And then while that's happening, you're bringing that bomb just a little bit closer. They're going to opt to play for that util push, right? Bring that bomb over to the bridge, over to util, win a couple of these fights here, then force their way back, and then force those spawns over toward the fridge. But Space Station is wise to it there, and a trade out is actually going to kind of force Legend to have to exit the vicinity because he realized he was going to have to deal with a flank.
Gonna have to deal with flank through there. Had to commit towards util, just realizing that they had enough resources to push in, and he had no idea if he had the numbers advantage or not. Decides to revert back towards his teammate. Smart play to make.
Does bring that ball back, though, to the center. Although it'll be favoring more on the car side. Fallouts haven't made for Legend as well. That's going to be a solid 4 down now. SSG have 4 down. Big opportunity now for Optic Gaming to be able to bring that one forward. You also have Camo that's going to be up for grabs too. So a lot of things for Optic Gaming to work with here in order to get this first one on the board, and they have plenty of time to do it.
And also help when we have someone like Legend who's leading the
They're on
charge and getting a perfect kill in the back of the base. This one's going to be
Not
an
me
arm.
just
It's gonna
running
be
into a
tie
bush.
game here.
It's fine.
Pretty much uncontested. Optic Gaming get on the board. It has certainly been a struggle for them in the early goings, but they have found their footing. That 4 down, and it just goes to show, right, that one thing that happened so quickly, and it just led to a cascading effect, and now this bomb's been planted, and look at this one Camo the Formal's picked up has allowed them to be able to bring that ball, and they have no eyes on it. They have no idea. He's in there already.
Look at this pressure, and there's panic. All these members of SSG turned
Oh my
backs
word.
against the other members of Optic, that's going to be an arm, and also those members of SSG are going to be going down. All of them had to desperately turn around to see if they get that stop. And because of it, they get the arm, they get 3 kills against SSG, and it's not over yet.
He just marched that bomb into the base like it was nothing. Had the camo, and SSG were none the wiser. They were all center, looking toward the base, expecting that that was where the fight was going to be. But we could very well be looking at the end of the match here, the end of the game rather, as the bomb's going to be inside of the base now. The defense is there. Renegade's there to cover it against Eco. Takes him out. No one's there to stop him off the spawn. No one's even gotten a shot on him yet. And there you go. Optic Gaming showing why they are 11-2 on this map, on this mode rather. What a way to start things off, completely outslaying SSG as well. And there you have it. Optic Gaming go up 1-0, Dave.
So scary once they got control. It was
Never
arm
stopped.
after arm. They had a setup the entire time.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they had to desperately get that bomb arm in and all go down. No, they kept control that entire length of time.
That was absolutely beautiful to watch. Formal, of course, you got to give flowers to him for just some great heads-up plays and understanding the value of that camo in that moment, and just a solid game all together. Optic Gaming managed to pull off a Map 1 win. We'll be coming up next. Map 2, don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.
Be right back. No Shiny want to come and play. I would love a Shiny to come and play. I also love that once I got that working on stream, Optic, they were down 1-0, and they won 3-1. We should be going into round 2, because these series, if you're unfamiliar, are best of 5 until the grand finals, which is a best of 7. But then if the team from the losers bracket wins, they reset the bracket. Just to make it fair for the team that was fighting through the elimination bracket the entire weekend, because the other team had a second chance, so should they. Let me Google something quick. I need to figure out what other team would be alright for me to root for. We are getting into match 2 right now. Feels bad, because, like, huge Optic Gaming fan,
All right, everyone,
but I'm also
back.
a huge
Get
fan
ready.
of
Map 2,
Lucid.
Live Fire, Slayer, Optic Gaming up 1-0. Space Station Gaming showing at the early goings of the games they certainly can contend, but Optic Gaming showing on their end that when they need to flick the switch and get things going, very few teams can stop them, because that assault, the ending of that assault, Dave, was absolutely brutal and so well done by Optic. But now we're going to Slayer, opportunity for SSG to come back.
Look at this Renegade just flying in, trying to create some space. May have felt partially unsuccessful, but his team was able to grab that snipe. Unfortunately, Bound goes down in the cuts with it. Formal, last one standing at the tower.
He's gonna play this one out. Just slowly wait for it up. He's got Renegade. You can see them on his screen. He knows exactly where he's positioned. He's got to play his life because he needs this overlook spot for this camo. And they're flooding the members of SSG. So well executed by Bound and Renegade, and that's going to net them the camo and the sniper rifle to boot.
Just brilliant play there too by Formal, just staying alive back tower. Teammates didn't spawn with them, and all of a sudden they had these players pinched over at the camo.
Just good decision making that we're seeing from the veterans here. There's a reason why they've been in this game and competing for as long as they have been, because that moment-to-moment decision-making so good. Oh my word, Renegade, great shot. Hey, he makes some good moment-to-moment decisions as well. Gets himself a nasty shot there. Now he's looking for a little bit more, but he's getting so much information, clearing so many of these spaces here, and just allowing his teammates to be able to push forward with confidence.
Just fearlessly charging across the map, checking every corner, treating this like he has like a shotgun or bulldog or something like that. Doesn't matter if it's close range or far away, he's hitting every single shot.
Talk about a camo that was well used. He's got one shot remaining, and very well could use that shot for a kill because Renegade very rarely misses the dome piece. There's a Ghost Suppress now. He's actually going to force him out. Actually does get the hit, but he does not get the kill. But the grenade will go ahead and handle that from Legends. That's well done from him. Teammate there to back him up now. And there's Legend again. Just good support that we're seeing from Optic Gaming. And that's going to give him a sizable lead. 5 kills here as SSG, well, they're going to be stuck inside of the other side. Really just trying to figure out how do they break out of this, because it feels like Optic Gaming are moving around freely on this map with no problems.
Yeah, Optic has so much more of the map, and while this camo's coming up, all these members of SSG are just on camo, whereas Optic take up so much more of the map. They now have Big Door, they now have players over on Sandbags, and every single member of Optic are scoreboard and camo at that time.
Yeah, now they've pushed over toward tower. They're trying to maybe fight their way up from mid just to see if they can force some attention here, and got that camo coming up as well. They'll be looking at it from the short here, but that actually is just going to open things up, and Renegade so wise to it, so quick with it, just dives right in, sends that plasma, blocks that lane, and now they got themselves another camo. We saw what Renegade did with this last time. That man is a menace with his power item.
Yeah, you know his goal with this camo is going to be getting some sort of kill and getting his team eventually that sniper rifle. He doesn't want to take the first shot. Pings that player for bound to do some damage, and then gets the finishing shots on him.
Optic Gaming has just done a brilliant job, Dave, of keeping this lead very much on their side. No issues whatsoever. They are continuing to add on to it, and he's got the diabolical combo again, Renegade. Looking to maybe put it to work here and add on to the 7-kill lead that Optic Gaming has accrued. Looking for one in front, but he's just going to take his time.
Yeah, this was the goal from the beginning, though. As we saw when he got that camo, said, all right, what are we going to do? How are we going to get killer 2 to eventually secure the snipe? They get snipe back in the hands of Renegade, and he's going to go on a tear.
And it's pretty much as simple as that. Optic Gaming's plan is sound. It's working. He's watching the
clean
lanes.
shot on
They
Eco.
have so much control of the map.
Love
SSG
that.
now, where those openings are going to come from. But first things first, they got to get this gun out of Renegade's hand. But Renegade is actually doing a wonderful job of just making himself, or rather, not overstaying his welcome in some areas.
He just picks somebody off and repositions. And it makes it so difficult to play against because where you heard the last call out, one, you don't want to poke out and let's say get picked off by Nest again.
Yeah.
But then secondly, someone who feels like they might be safe over in the cave, over near pillars or some other location, all of a sudden get sniped and you're saying, where's this guy coming from? He just repositions so quick and has such a great macro view of where the opponents are going to be at.
Yeah. Didn't even need to use the sniper there. Killing Frenzy for Renegade. What a way to start off Saturday. 10-kill lead. You might as well just say those 10 kills are pretty much from Renegade at this point. Oh, my word. I mean, that might actually be the case here because he only has 10 on the board right now. Guy's insane.
Yeah, his only death was that very first one where he was charging up at the beginning. He's trying to get behind enemy lines and gives up the first death at the scoreboard. But
crazy.
After that, it's just been Renegade, Renegade, Renegade the rest of this game.
And look at the patience that he's able to operate with as well, Dave, right? He's taken his time. He knows he can just move around the map. His teammates are pushed so far forward that they're giving him a lot of good info, right? Now things are starting to spread out a bit more for SSG. Maybe they'll try to take a few ones if there's the opportunity to present itself, as you can see, but there he got it, Suppress. He manages to squeak away with it. Renegade, who's usually so good at being able to detect and read when that camo push starts to come through, but he was just a little bit off on the timing there. But even then, though, Suppress, he needs to do something with this camo now that he has it in his hands.
Yeah, it needs to make some sort of push. Interesting, all these nades just flying over him. And here's the difficult spot. Even though he has camo, gonna get a body shot against some from Renegade. That's gonna be the last sniper bullet. But now let's see, how does he decide to play the rest of his camo? He just tries to create some space, but instead loses the bandit fight. A lot of times you don't want to go for the melee trade as you have camo. So you want to hopefully get help first or take your chances of just winning the bandit fight. But the fact that he was just backing straight up, made the shot through the hit, and got finished. pushed off.
Yeah, it felt like his idea was to maybe push forward, like on that dummy side, right? Get a little bit more aggressive there with the camo, but that snipe hitting him just kind of gave up the play. And then that guy, Kedor, was so ready for the fight that his next plan was, oh, let me go underneath then and see if I can wrap my way through the tunnel, and they shut it down. That was a camo that this team needed in order to get back into this game, and because of that, it continues to just add on to Optic Gaming's lead. They are looking solid at this point.
Look at the history of how these snipers have gone down. Every single time Optic have gotten the camo, they've gotten away with a sniper.
Yeah.
Space Station, they get that camo in the hands to suppress. Still, the old lingering sniper and Renegade.
No way.
Nice body
The
shot.
fact he hits the body on that, he's a savage, dude. Unbelievable. Now SSG, though, starting to add a few more kills to their total, but just as I say that, Legend, he's just picking them off. He's like, you know, shooting, what is he shooting?
All those players flying across the sky, easy targets for him. But one thing to take solace in right now, even though Space Station's down by 8, I don't think they've had a single sniper this entire game.
Yeah.
That's not a bad scoreline if you're not having any sniper rifles. Now imagine how much this turns around if they're able to get a couple snipes in their hands.
Yeah, very true. And they are able, they're all starting to bring it back just a little bit. I mean, it was a sizable lead. I think it was 11 kills at one point, but you're now entering into a territory here where you really cannot afford to give up deaths like that. You can't afford to give up those melee trades as well. So this kind of sets Space Station up poorly and Optic Gaming up beautifully. Big fight now, and look, Legend knows I'm just gonna go right for this trade because we have such a lead that that's exactly what we could do. And on top of that, they have full camo control yet again. And you'll see the difference between how it was when SSG had the camo versus how Optic has it. Because when SSG had it, they were not even leaving the camo vicinity. Whereas Formal, he's already pushed up inside into the face of his enemy.
Yeah, it just felt like so much more pressure coming out there from Optic. Even when they don't have camo, still feels like they have that whole map control. When they have camo, we've seen that score just climb up higher and higher. There's 49. Let's see if they can get this 50th. He knows there's somebody here in back green. Here comes the nade, and Formal's going in for it.
Yep, and that's it. It's as simple as that. Honestly, that was as textbook a win as you could possibly hope for if you're an Optic fan. Textbook a win for Optic Gaming as a whole for those 5 guys on stage right now. And SSG down 2-0 in this one. Looking at a trip to the lower bracket.
No, they do not.
Step it up. Let's see if they're able to do so, Dave. But taking a look at some of the stats here, I mean, Legend had one hell of a game, but Renegade really, I think, for me, was the standout because he was just so effective with those power items.
Yeah, it felt like Renegade kind of brought them into the early comfort and early win, and then felt like Legend just kind of took it from there. All right, you did your part. Let me do the rest here.
Yeah.
But Legend had so much damage. But yeah, the Legend Renegade combo.
Yeah, and also do
34
want to give
kills.
flowers to Bound there. 12 assists for him, meaning my guy is in the fight, trying to open up those opportunities. And, well, it all shows in the scoreboard. 50-37, that's going to do it here. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Map 3.
Yeah, it is. It's not too far. I mean, I won't have to end stream until like 5, so. Dog, what is this drought? I don't even need the shinies in Wild Zone 3. I need the shinies off of that roof right there. The only shiny I want from this area is an Alpha Pikachu. No, all the Pikachus are the same yellow. That Pidgey fucking confused me for like 15 minutes this morning. Because I was just hearing the shiny noise, but I'd look around and I'm like, I don't fucking see anything. And then I heard it right under the light post and I looked up and I'm like, oh, there's a fucking Pidgey. We're about to start game 3, CTF.
Welcome back, everyone. Time for game 3 of this series. Does Optic Gaming close it out with a 3-0? Can Space Station force that map 4? We got Forbidden CTF here. Golden Boy Walshy on the horn. And players are loading in, ready to go. And let's get this party started. This is a big one here, Dave, because SSG, look, we can't like sugarcoat it. I think, you know, they've been very much outplayed in these last 2 maps. Not the way that they would have liked those maps to have gone, most definitely. But I think back to that Slayer specifically and just how good they freaking were. This is right here already another opening that's just looking wild for Optic Gaming.
Keep in mind, Renegades hit all 4 players here. He got suppressed off the rip with the battle rifle, got the next pick onto Eco and Stellar, and then shot Falcon.
Yeah, it's
Literally
insane.
killed and shot all 4 players there at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, you know, I like to use the phrase like get value out of it, right? And that's exactly what he's doing with this sniper rifle. He is getting all the value he could possibly want from this thing. And even then, when he's under pressure, can still draw enough attention that will allow the flag carrier to be able to get across the map. Is anyone there to stop him? Falcated might be the only one. It's going to be a tall task. He got Eco surrounding the base as well. And I saw one more player suppressed, I believe, on the outside. But this is where Optic Gaming are going to need to slay.
Great play by Falcated, though. Falcated doesn't fall in the trap going to the back corner of the base. Instead, he's going towards the front flag. He can be in a spot where he can get a kill and get this flag pull.
You need to. And you did here, flag pulled. So you made the call, Dave. That's exactly what Falcated opted to do here. Legend now knowing he's in a big fight against Eco. Does manage to win that one out, but Stellar's there for the cleanup. Falcated, he's going to bring that flag across. Now Stellar does have that snipe. Might try and put it to use. We've seen him do some magic with this gun in the past, but it's not going to be the case here. Both flags are going to be away from base. And now this is where the stalemate starts.
But the defense was successful there by SSG. They at least got the counter pull, and they get to bring this to a stalemate. Now the only danger of what happens a lot of times in these stalemate flag scenarios is sometimes you get the flag recovery and turn it into a double cap.
Yep.
So this might not decide a single cap. This could be a 2-cap difference here on whoever comes out ahead in the stalemate.
Falcated is playing his life over here knowing that he was going to be in a bit of a pickle. Big kill there. Perfect shot onto Renegade. Keeps him alive, but he lost 2 of his teammates down low. You have another one right next to him. Falcated's got to win this, and he does. Takes out Formal, and he does manage to be able to stay alive, and now he can start to march his way down the field because he sees where that flag is, and he wants to get it. Bound's going to be weakened as well. Opportunities abound here for him. Gets one, looking for the second, but they had to stop him before he got heated up.
Yeah, Falcated with a huge defense, great offense, but there we are. Stalemate. 2 deaths there from Eco and Falcated. They can no longer push here from the SSG side to go for the flag recovery. It's going to be setting up for the next weapons and power-ups.
That is also going to be where things get a little dicey here because look at how Space Station.
Hey, good. Just got my first shiny
like
F.
hanging out around that flag, right? They're all coalescing around it, and they can't really get around to get map positioning.
This is trouble right now, though, for Optic. They have too many people down low here in the sewers. This gives Space Station so much information that they can take over to the top of the map. And look at that. Stellar gets the pick on the bound. Legend still hasn't been able to get to a new up high position. Yeah. He's trying to go get a sniper, but look at these kill feeds now. GB, see Suppressed getting a kill. Formal's able to get some sort of answer.
Yeah,
but the whole point being is SSG were in a prime position because Optic were all down in the sewers.
Yeah, no, that's very true. And whew, nice shot there from Stellar. Looking to see if he can follow up with another. But great point you brought out there. I think for me, the thing I was a little concerned about there was just seeing how SSG were very much all huddling back at the base. But you're right. There was a great opportunity for them. They kind of like tug of war, if you will, right? They let them feel like they could get a little bit closer, and then they push back aggressively, and it worked out for them. We're still going to continue to be at the stalemate, though. Stellar loses the sniper rifle.
So aggressive, and
yeah,
not to give that in their hands. There's a lot of times where Stellar, pushes up with the last few bullets and makes magic happen. Unfortunately, not able to have it happen that time.
That was a big win there for Eco.
Yeah, I've gotten 3 so far, but
alive for that long, he got sniffed out eventually.
Here's the danger that I was talking about.
3
GB
down.
Going for this recovery. Can Optic get their touch?
I
think they didn't have someone in position to touch their own flag. So what should have been a free capture there for Optic weren't able to touch their own flag, returns, and now Optic looking to secure a single flag.
But this kind of goes back to what you were talking about, Dave Ryan, these stalemate situations. Look how fast this pull came through from Formal. He's got the flag. He's got a point on the board, and Optic Gaming are going to be able to draw first blood here.
I do
flag
need
count
another
totals against
Esper.
SSG, but that came after a very long stalemate. Both flags on opposite sides of the field. And then just like that, Optic Gaming read the situation and were able to take advantage of it.
Formal trying to hold down his hut for a moment here. Realizes that as long as he stays alive and doesn't allow SSG to get his hut, his team should be just fine. But look at this constant pressure here from SSG. Realizing that they're going to do this counterfire all over the attic, but Formal will take those long-range battles any day.
Oh yeah, and also you got to remember too, right? He's making those shots happen. He's putting damage onto those people, and those people are now having to deal with some fights of their own. So because of that, it's going to make it a little bit more challenging for them in those moments. And just look at the help coming in. Now that they've cleared this one out completely, they have a great route to be able to pull this flag again. Formal hanging out in the back of the base, trying to see where the spawners are going to be located. He's opting to bring this one over toward Renegade. Sees Stellar down low, and he's going to have to handle him, but he's getting pressured from the right side too, and that's a dead flag.
Yeah, the Dynamo Grenade was so good by Stellar.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't
Cuts
just
off.
pull straight back
Formal from
there.
the board. He knows when he peeks away from that pillar,
You knew there was no one behind.
Bandit
Yeah.
exactly where Formal's going to be.
I guess there was also
Well
no
done. Now
support
Stellar
from the
kinda
team, but
Putting himself in a position where he's got to do the same thing that Formal did a little
and with
earlier
everybody
on.
else
He's got to win this fight
on the
here.
other side,
This is a
they
big one.
could have
If he can get
overextended,
it,
trying
it'll
to
be huge,
give
but he
cover.
does not stay alive, but he is able to get the kill. That's going to make 3 players down here for Optic Gaming. Is there an opportunity for Space Station to get inside? No, those players are going to spawn up. They have to deal with another round of slays.
Yeah, they got the better position too. I mean, ideally, they would have loved to block the sniper side. I think Falke was hoping they could slip in just real quick,
Yeah.
see if he could pull a flag through the sewer.
Yeah, kind of
But
like what
wasn't
Formal
gonna
did.
happen. Yeah, exactly. That's how I got that flag last time.
All right, but we have Suppress in the back of the base. They have to know that someone's back here. They have now gotten word at the very least. Because Bound is here, or sorry, Suppress is here. It's going to put a lot of the activity on these players. Suppress now. Just waiting this one out. Wait to see when his teammates are going to get in the spot to be able to help him. He's got Falcated that's going to be in that overlook position toward mid. And they're trying to sniff him out, Renegade. Oh, not able to get the trade there. Would have obviously loved to just been able to get the clean kill, but that was not going to be the reality. But Stellar with the sniper rifle. He's been a little quiet today. He's going to need to put
That's
this to work,
huge.
and he gets that kill onto Legend.
Yeah,
that
but,
was
like,
the enemy snipe as well. Could very well go and combine
I
that
don't
ammo
need
and take that away
Flabebe.
from Optic Gaming, but instead, he's not going to have an opportunity to. But just so far, so close yet so far, it felt like here.
Yeah, and he had to make something happen there. He got that first initial kill, which is big, but when you make a play towards the sewer, it's kind of a do or die scenario because once you're spotted out there, the team can react. They have all the time in the world to reposition or go attack your teammates when you are out of the fight.
I think something that's also glaringly different between how SSG handled a 4 down, and granted the circumstances a little bit different because Optic is going to be up 1-0 here, but they just go back to where they need to be rather than trying to press advantages or press their luck like what we saw Falcata try to do earlier when he tried to slip in, if you will, right? I think like those things just really goes to show just how disciplined this Optic team is, especially in those situations where it's like, hey, let's not press our luck. Let's go ahead and handle the business where we need to handle it, but at the same time, make sure that we're backing each other up so that this way we can not let them get the positioning on the map the way that they would like to, rather. Excuse me.
Yeah, doing a great job. Like I said, it just feels like also one thing that Optics do really well here towards the end, outside of how they played those other situations is Renegade playing very patient with us.
Yeah.
He just staying all the way back outside.
I need another Esper.
Weapon and gets in the hands of SSG.
I need a couple
especially once he
Pidgeys.
got that ammo.
And look at his reposition as well. He knows
Scatterbug
where those spawners are gonna be
Pavilion.
coming from, like pushing underneath sewers and whatnot. If he had hung out there a little bit longer, he would have ran into someone. That means that player could have slipped by, but it doesn't seem like that's the case here. As we got a flag now moving. Formal's bringing this one around, taking it over to the SSG snipe side. That's going to have to prompt a movement over toward the Optic snipe side, giving Falcade an opportunity. Flag has now been pulled opposite of this as well. Feels like we're kind of in a similar situation
SSG
to start.
actually in a really good spot. Legend the only one that's going to be able to stop this flag, and he's the only one alive over at this hut. So Eco and Stellar not only can get these kills with the flag, but fortunate spawns there for Optic Gaming as they go towards back Mohawk.
That has to be frustrating.
They had the slays, they had everything, everyone in a pretty good position, but unable to rally that flag back, especially with the good spawns from Optic.
They do manage to get 2 down here. Almost got popped there in the air. Maybe they can play off of this. You can see Eco pushing down in the trees here. Legends waiting for it, waiting to hear any movement. playing low, playing crouch. You see those 3 members of Optic on the right side of the screen, forcing the attention over toward their snipe side of the map. And now Eco. Prime opportunity here, but this is exactly what Legend was waiting for. He knew that someone was going to be creeping around the sewers, and you know what? You got it may not be attack FPS, but you got to check your corners, man. 2 players down now. OS is available. Stellar really wants to get that with this snipe. He's got 4 bullets to work with, and he's got Optic's name right on it.
It's tough when that goes in the hand of Optic because not only do they fight against it, but that's overshield that they're hoping to use at the end of this game to get their one and only cap they need to tie this.
Yeah.
Now that's no longer a chance. There's more pressure being put on Legend to get the flagpole.
Yeah, Bound has his overshield. You just lost the sniper rifle on your side of the map as well. There's just so much that needs to be done here if you're SSG to try and stop the flagpole from happening.
I do need that
But
for
they're
a
only going
side
to really be able
quest.
to slow things down just a little bit. But outside of that, that ain't really going to matter all that much. This is looking like flag cap number 2 here. No one from SSG is around to stop it because they're all dead. And that is going to be 2-0. Optic up now. They're looking to march their way forward in the bracket with 1 minute remaining.
It's looking dire. I mean, there's not going to be any snipers to help SSG here. No OSs. They're just going to have to dig deep and get some slays. It's going to be tough when Renegade still has a sniper in his hut.
Yeah, this is a tall task for SSG here. Oh, man. And there really is just nothing that they could do because they got to go. They have to push. And Optic Gaming can just hang around, chill, do what they want to do. But instead of letting this one end on time, they want to end it declaratively. 4 players in the back of the base. The flag is starting to move as well. Renegade's got this one across. He's trying to get back over to his flag to make sure that he can protect this one here. But this is basically curtains now, Dave. What a run that we have seen Optic Gaming put together in this series. So well done.
Interestingly enough, decide not to force the run at the end, realizing, hey, the only way that Optic are really going to throw this is if they somehow desperate this flag over and get double capped on. So, wise play there from Optic.
Yeah.
Not overcommitting, instead just going to go for a few more slays to end this one out, and that's going to be Optic taking this game 3-0.
It all came down to time. They thought about it. Maybe we could go put this flag cap in, but it was more exciting to put the pressure on SSG in those final moments, it seems like. In Optic Gaming, it doesn't get any better than this for a start on Saturday here at HCS. The Halo World Championships. Always got to get my names right. But Dave, this team is looking very scary.
Yeah, they are looking good, and I mean, I was sitting here talking with Aries Carriers for a little bit right before, and I was saying, I think Optic's best is quite possibly the best in all of the HCS. And what I'm seeing so far today, especially from Renegade and Legend, I am seeing them play some of their best Halo, and that's scary for the opposing teams.
Most definitely is, and it helps when you got Formal dropping 6K damage, putting in that work. This team looks good. 2-0 victory for Optic Gaming, 3-0 on the series. SSG take a trip to the lower bracket. Optic move on. That's going to do it for us here on the Bravo stream. We'll catch you guys in a little bit. See you soon.
Oh, no, that wanted.
Two's going to have a little bit of overshield, having just picked that one up, but again, both teams just negating it so well. But it's almost as if there's a plan A, there's a plan B, and a plan C for how that situation goes around the power.
This is my guy right here, Lucid.
Halo Championship Series this year. Might be surprised to see how well FaZe is sticking with them. Even
Sucks seeing Lucid on FaZe, but
impressed, and I think it's clear that FaZe has 2 things. They've done the work over these past 3 weeks as that flag starts to run 3 dead.
Last player, no shields. That's 4 dead. Flag is moving through the sewers. Royal 2 is the first spawner. He's already taken damage. Another player gets a beat down, but I don't think anyone from Shopify is going to be in position by the looks of things to stop this flag. And it's going to be Lucid who's going to run this one home. And the first strike, the first flag, will go to FaZe Clan.
Really nice.
Good
FaZe, by the way,
shit,
just barely
Lucid.
outslaying. Of course, these 2 teams are almost
Fucking Tommy putting in work.
9 kills to Shopify's 28. But the big thing, the big number on the board is that flag. And what I was just about to say, and it's a perfect example of it, I think FaZe is hitting not only all the comms, but really making sure that they're just on the same page with one another. It showed in that flag run as well.
One thing that's impressing me with FaZe as well is like they're just being really obnoxious deaths. They are forcing Shopify to push into positions that maybe a little uncomfortable, where they don't have all the information they would require to make a play off the back of it. Like this, like Lucian's being elusive. They know where he is, but they can't find a position to do damage, and then he wraps back around, finds damage, finds kills, 3 dead for Shopify, and FaZe have this flag moving once more.
How about the timing and the movement? He makes the decision first to go. It looked like it was going to be sewers, instead goes main ramp. He knew he had the timing. He hits the G-slides, and he's already all the way back home.
Still going to get this one home though. Overextension is coming in from Shopify Rebellion. It's Frosty who is closest to be able to stop this flag, and he finds a kill onto Penguin.
He's going to hit it.
The nades are going to fly in. Shopify's going to get that pull, and they also have support here. They need the kills here, FaZe, if they want to put this flag in.
Frosty's still alive. Frosty gets the pull, and he's still alive here.
Big trade, and that should, and I say should, secure the cap here for FaZe Clan. Cycle's going to be last alive. They do need to wait for that flag to come back home. With everybody else a long way away, they just need to stop this, but Larshot just found a snipe!
They're still going to get it yet.
Flag isn't in yet. Lucian should now be able to slide it in, and even with a couple of kills going the way of Shopify, it's now 2-0 to FaZe.
And it's patience once again from FaZe. Great shots from Earl 2. Also uses the thrust to stay alive on the pillar. Now going to go for a pull of his own. This game is very far from over. Here comes Shopify with a run of their own.
Counter cap opportunity. 2 dead though for Shopify. An important kill on the flag runner, and an even more important double coming in from Trippy should secure this return. Shopify on the respawn phase have stopped the counter cap.
Really impressive what we saw once again from both sides, but in the end, it's FaZe making sure that
I'm not gonna lie.
Stays not too far away from the base. They get the return.
Trippy and
They
Lucid
don't
are the
wait. I
best
like
thing
that.
to ever
A lot
happen
of
to
teams
FaZe
might have waited for the return,
for
trying to
Halo.
play a slay game
They really
time,
are.
which could have worked, but instead they jumped on the re. They forfeit a death for the re, and they get it back. 3 dead yet again for Shopify. Make it 4.
4 dead. Lucid's in position to run this flag, and they have a sniper still in the hands of Trippy. Not sure if there's ammo left, but he knows where one spawner is. That's going to be Cycle. First kill goes to FaZe. Shopify still 2 dead. Flag still moving here. Lucid's running this one. 2 dead for Shopify still.
It would have to be an overextension top mid right now. Here it comes.
I
Flag's gonna
swear
go
to
in.
God,
This is going to be a
this
clean
has got
sweep
all
for
3
FaZe
flag
Clan,
caps.
who respond to Shopify Rebellion with a perfect game of Forbidden Capture the Flag. They take the lead in the series. They're now up 2-1 and are 1 game away from sending your back-to-back champions down to the elimination bracket.
This is not your early season FaZe Clan. And if you haven't been paying attention these past few weeks, you might not have expected this, but what a perfect game, as you say, from FaZe Clan. 3-0. And also outslaying 46-37. Big numbers coming in from who else but Trippy. Leads the entire game in kills. He goes 14-9 in a pretty quick Fortress CTF. Here's a look at some of the highlights.
Royal 2 play will haunt Snakebite, but not for too long. Soon you're on the side of the stage, it's going to be celebrating a victory after this. But you've got to say, it never really felt like Shopify were comfortable on the map there, Andy. It was not just a 3-0, it was a 3-0. It felt like every single moment in that game went the way of FaZe.
Yeah.
And I think that Shopify just felt a little bit thrown off by the way that FaZe were playing at times, just playing a little bit slow, waiting for someone to be forced to make a move for Shopify, and they had so many good angles, they could always get that initial damage. Once they got that first pick, they would fly. 3-0, Forbidden CTF, but now we have Oddball. Now we have Shopify Rebellion. Now we have a chance to see what's going to happen in this game. A little bit of an update. Optic do confirm the 3-0 over Space Station, sending Space Station down to the elimination bracket. We'll have Optic Gaming against Cloud9, who are on fire. By the way, not just yesterday, but continuing into today.
Yeah, that is going to be a series to watch, because we still have to see if Optic Gaming can make it all the way through the winner's side of the bracket. Take a look at the LM bracket and the matches that are still to come. That will be SSG Mindfreak in an elimination match.
I want to play him now if I'm Mindfreak.
And exactly, and Luminon versus Unreal Nightmare.
I want to play him now if I'm Unreal Nightmare.
Okay, by the way, that just shows you what International Halo is doing, right? These are International Halo powerhouses that are looking to upset in 3 of those 4 matches in the elimination bracket still to come. And man, that could get spicy as well. And I think if we've learned one thing from the Halo World Championship,
Oh, you know what?
it is that anyone can show up and pull an upset in a big way. And right now, seed-wise, it's FaZe Clan that wants to do just that. By the way, Shopify Rebellion backs against the wall. They might be your back-to-back champion, but backs firmly pinned. 2-1 with no room to spare. This is a must-win game.
Here we go.
For Shopify Rebellion.
Now, this is an interesting one, right? We've talked about Oddball, and we've talked about how good certain teams are at it. One team who's vastly improved on it is FaZe Clan, but Shopify Rebellion have a pretty good record themselves as well. So this is a really interesting game type to have as a game number 4. Not really much between the two teams when it comes to it. And this is a game type that, as we always say, will test every single facet of you as a team. Every single facet of Halo, baiting, switching, power weapons, power-ups, and also rotating and controlling those swarms. It's the perfect game type to decide if it's a game 5 we'll be talking about, or if FaZe can send Shopify to that elimination bracket.
The late Shroud, 2-man push bottom middle. I love the timing and the execution from FaZe. They will get the camo clean and get away with it. We'll see what Trippy can do here off the opening. It's 2v2 on the map from the start.
Imagine he try and play towards that shock rifle. Cycle just bends the knee and says hello. Now haven't got that information. Now retreats. Frosty trying to make a play towards the stacks. Trippy should be able to finish this one off. And does just about manage to do so. 2 dead for Shopify, but I think you wanted to allude to how slow and precise the start of this game has been.
This is remarkable here, and Trippy's actually going to rotate here for an elevator rotate and stay alive. And now Lucid will grab. By the way, Shock's still up. So that just tells you what we're watching here. It's a very, very slow, patient, methodical, and
the timing
again, 2-man push through the pipes here from Shopify and FaZe. Oh, this is the buddy system to a team. Beautiful 2-man push, 3 dead for FaZe. They get punished.
That's going to be 4 dead, and there is the shock rifle. It's finally going to be picked up off the pad by managed screen last shot. 27 points on the board here by FaZe. Snakebite being a nuisance. And not only finding one, but he rips Cycle as well with no shields. He puts the advantage when it comes to kills and numbers in the hands of FaZe. What a play from Snakebite.
Trippy also hit what looked like an insta as well.
Staggered 4 dead this.
Yeah, very important sequence of play here. It might even Cycle wins a very important 1v1. Will try to stay alive here on top of stacks. He gets punished. Still, it's FaZe Clan scoring your first 20 points or so on the board.
Oh, that play from Snakebite.
Yeah.
I thought the first kill was out of order. The second one, certainly out of order. Penguin finds one. Shroud will go down to try and keep him alive. That ball is still alive on the back of blue. It looks like Penguin's going to look for this play ball eventually and does get it off the map. So FaZe with a good start here. 22 points already on the board for them.
Really nicely done. They need to be careful. Wow, 2 players once again come back. So that's a time where I think Shopify maybe overextends to try to clear out, right? That buddy system has worked for them so well over just about every game in this series on the 2-man push to make sure they're wrapping corners together. I don't know if they need to clear out blue that heavily or attempt to do so. So that's kind of the other edge of that sword. Seeing them maybe pay a little bit too much. 2v2 on the map.
The one good thing for Shopify with that push, they at least secure the play ball and make sure that ball goes off the map and they can fight from a neutral position. Penguin, though, having a really good start to this game with important kills. Maybe not statistically looking fantastic, just -1, but important kills in important moments. Next camo is going to go into the hands of Lucid.
Beautifully from Lucid. Notice how he just delivers 2 body shots to make sure there was no trade for Snakebite. And even though Snakebite does get taken down moments later, there's little mechanical plays like that that could be such different makers. Shot coming up as well here right now.
This sneaky position from Lucid. This is very Lucid. He's been saving this one for one. Jabs! Damage, kills, all going the way of FaZe Clan once again, and they get their hands on that ball. Efficiency, been really impressive. As soon as they've got damage, as soon as they've got kills, FaZe have moved towards that up to get those points.
How obnoxious is Lucid right now? As you said, the positioning earlier, how he's playing this corner with Royal 2. Finally, he's going to retreat back to tower. I like that. He's got all the info. He's watched all the sidelines, and now the 1v1 continues. Royal 2, no trade in the end. Snakebite has to fly in to wrap that one. 2v2 yet again.
What the grapple? Coming out of Snakebite. Turning all sorts of corners. Hit the chicane, hit the hairpins. And once again, forcing Shopify Rebellion to have to extend to force this play ball. It's been very, very efficient op-ball so far coming in from FaZe. And Shopify really struggling to deal with the rotates and the efficiency that they've got in front of them.
Still 2 dead, by the way. Finally, Snakebite's taken down, but Penguin will still be holding here. 59, 60 points on the board for FaZe Clan. So far, uncontested. They have looked so good. And by the way, the kills are still quite close. It's FaZe Clan outplaying right now 26 only to 24.
Penguin keep rotate this ball towards Snakebite. I don't know if this is, it looks like a observe glitch, potentially that we're seeing. Everyone else seems locked in on the main stage, so...
Yeah, based on what we're seeing, it does look like an observer glitch. So don't panic here. Looks like we might have lost the observer, but as you can tell, as you said, based on the face cams, still in gameplay here, so we'll get back into the feed as fast as we can. The teams, by the way, now tied up 28-28.
We're going to cast off of purely player cams right now. Andy, you start.
Kills total.
We're going to jump back into Complexity Envy in the meantime while the game continues on the main stage, and we get reconnected there to bring you the action once again. It's 2-1 still to Complexity, who of course up 2-0 in this series. They're up one round in Oddball here as well, Andy.
I really fucking want to try to eat
Envy,
down here.
not to be taken lightly, nor to be taken down easily here this weekend. And we know, as we said, a lot of promise and hopes for them to fulfill. By the way, we'll get updates for you as best we can on the main stage. Sounds like we might have lost those observers, but we do have confirmation that that game is still indeed underway, unimpacted in terms of the actual gameplay itself. We'll get you updates back on the main stage as fast as we can.
So Envy, I mean, the kind of the conversation we've been having about this team all season long since they had that impressive showing back in Dallas. It's like, are they going to be able to continue that? Are they going to be a team that we're talking about? It always felt like they were there or thereabouts, but a World Championship performance that disappoints like this is feel like a really tough end to the season if they can't come through a series like this against Complexity.
I agree. And it feels like for Complexity, it's like nothing to lose blind new attitude, right? They just kind of come into weekends like this with everything to play for and not too much to lose, right? A lot of people taking them lightly, and they already proved people wrong yesterday with that 3-0 result. Like you said, there's a lot riding on. Envy has gotten so close so many times this year. They kind of burst back onto the scene, back in 3-pack Dallas with a really good debut. They have high hopes for this weekend as well.
Right, he's going to fly through here and pick up that kill. 42 points on the board here for Envy, so making a better fist of it in this second round of Oddball in this winners quarterfinal. Of course, this is available on the D-Stream as well, so you're not going to miss any action here at the Halo World Championships. If you want to watch this series and its conclusion.
I don't care about Complexity or Envy.
It's getting a little bit messy here, bottom middle. Lots of frag grenades going off, a lot of trades going off.
Also, you look at the players that are on this matchup here in the Complexity Envy series. It's just like there's so many players that are already household names and that want to unlock another tier, right? I mean, think about legacy and even future prospects for future Halo titles, other titles you might want to compete in, things like that. There's so much riding on like the names on this stage, right? Really, with the exception of
who's on the B stream right now.
Everyone else on this stage has so much of their career right ahead of them, and you think in terms of experience, so much to play for here at the World Championship.
Wombat would have felt very, very happy yesterday with that 3-0 victory over TSM is of course cherished against his old teammates.
Yeah.
And I gotta be honest, when I saw Cherish was dropped from that roster, I was a little bit surprised because I thought he'd played some fantastic Halo up until that point, but no better time to get a revenge than the final event of Halo Infinite, especially against your own teammates.
Right, trying to stay alive bottom middle here, and still neck and neck, just about to be tied up yet again here in this second round. And of course, Envy knows they cannot afford to drop this second round. If they do, that will be the end of the series.
Carbide just chip it away, and Cherish tries to push it. Every
Do I have Pokemon being reset up here? Is that why I'm not getting any?
The winner's bracket life is on the line here. You have a lead in this round, but it is
Just a fucking Houndoom.
There's plenty of time here for Complexity to make this push to go back into a lead themselves. It is King Nick who plays off the damage, and Envy are going to be 3 dead. The lead will change, and Complexity will crawl closer towards a huge series victory, continuing in this winner's side of the bracket.
Yep, little play ball as well. Nicely done. Just going to redistribute that. And even though the push is coming, almost takes down Precision as well.
Camo coming up in 10 seconds. And this is nervy now, but one team that will happily play the nerdy game, happily play the obnoxious game, is going to be Complexity in these moments. 3 dead for Envy once again. Cherish has that Oddball in his hand. Descendants trying to cut him down, but Cherish manages to make it back to the elevator. He gets taken down, and you're starting to see a little bit of panic here for Envy. Complexity is showing the composure.
This team made it to. These teams made it to World.
In battles like that, making sure he doesn't trade, dropping down, getting that opening damage, and then getting away with it just like this. Even Eagle Eyes the camo. Gonna try to get this as well.
Yeah, and then he can't like.
Not afraid to go into the fisticuffs, but he's taken down in the end as well.
As they're going to be trying to just find
I see the camo. The camo. Let me just shoot where it was 30 minutes ago.
That's what it looks like for me. Cherish with the ball in his hands, and Complexity now.
Like, brother,
taking
that
on
is
this final
such
push.
an
We send
easy
Envy
camo read.
down to the elimination bracket, and they have done exactly that. Complexity are here to play.
Man, oh man, like he said, doable, and that's exactly
Complexity's
what
not
he
bad,
has
but
done. Ryan Duke,
when it comes to Envy, they might have well
top
just
six,
been
taking down Envy, of course, one of the teams
playing
we know would be
vegetables.
A big threat this weekend. Instead, it's Complexity, I think, shocking a lot of people with the way that they're able to win that series as well.
The fact that Complexity lost one of those rounds to Envy
As you can see, hopefully we can reconnect to cable, whatever it
is more embarrassing for them than it is
We'll get back into that game and find out exactly what's going
like
on. When the score is in that
exciting
series.
for
If you're
Envy.
just joining us, of course, welcome. It's been a great Friday, great pool play, and now that we're into the bracket play, Andy, the games certainly are impressing, and the fact that we are in a game 4, if you're just joining us on our main stage, between Shopify Rebellion, the back-to-back champions, and FaZe. And FaZe are in the lead at the moment, 2-1 in the games. I mean, what better way could you ask for to start your day on a Saturday?
Yeah, and
Crazy
especially
stuff.
also getting word as well that FaZe Clan did win that round 1 of ball as well. You can see over the shoulder, so keep a very close eye on this. And now that means FaZe Clan just 1 round away, and not just that, but in the middle of a round, they would already be, of course, into this round. Keep a very close eye on that. I'm getting this is a terrible tease. I'm getting a kill of what's happening.
I forgot that we had
The
the
visual is, so I'll keep you updated with everything I see here, as painfully as it is for you.
I wish you hadn't pointed that out.
Now you can see that.
Now I can see everything that's happening,
Kill by
but not with the game. I can tell you though that
I'm about to go
Shopify
run.
Rebellion are currently outslaying 72-60, which doesn't help anyone.
That's don't.
Irrelevant information.
We can't do that.
I'm making it, if anything, worse. So
can't.
we'll hopefully get back in the game as soon as we can. But I mean, let's talk about the effect that would have, right? If FaZe do manage to close this game out, this is what is in front of us. Complexity are waiting for them next if, and it's a big if, they do close out this oddball game, and Shopify will drop down to the elimination bracket. Now, for a team like Optic Gaming, for teams like Cloud9 who are on fire at the moment, what an opportunity that presents you to go through to a winner's final, get to a grand final, and not even have to think about Shopify Rebellion.
Exactly. This is already getting, as we said, I don't know how, but the World Championship, there's something about Seattle, there's something about this arena that we return to each year where the bracket is the least predictable. And even when you have prepared yourself mentally for what's going to be a crazily well-thought bracket, somehow there are always surprises that come out. As we said, Complexity secures top 6 over Envy 3-1. Cloud9 3-0ing Luminosity. And like you said, both the winner's side and the elim side of this bracket are going to be absolutely stacked with surprises still to come as well.
A lot of talk coming into this event was, are FaZe contenders now? And I think everybody expected the answer to be yes. But the one thing that eluded them, that gave us I think the real belief they could become a world champion, was their performance against Shopify Rebellion back in Charlotte. So we're going to...
Here we go. Yes!
Over the shoulder cam.
We got to do it. We're in.
Looks like Shopify have a convincing... I think this is
87.
This is FaZe POV.
Yes.
Yes, it is. So Shopify Rebellion are in pink. They are up 87 to another number that's not met.
That's going to be tough to read with the contrast, but I think, 87-22-ish, by the way. Shout out to the team for rushing a camera to the main stage. Unluckily, losing both observers. However, as we said, the gameplay has continued. So now we'll get to at least see what's going on. By the way, last shot gets an overkill.
All right, now I'm pissed.
92, by the way, to 52. So these will be the final moments for what should be a Shopify round win, which would indeed send us to a round number 3, and it does indeed.
Okay.
And I'm just glad we can see what's going on the stage. We're tied up 1-1.
I mean, no reaction from last shot, as you can see on the player cams, to the overkill, because he knows that
Frosty.
there's a lot more work to do here for them to get back into this game. But a 1-1
Devastating round, by the way.
is now a round to decide.
Yep. Shopify, by the way, 87-73 in terms of total slays, so they started to really pull away with that second round. So we'll be going into a potentially series-deciding round number 3.
News is, we might be able to jump back into the game as well, but... Yes, indeed. It looks like we are. Welcome back, everyone. We're back! I can't wait for last shot to describe his overkill. a kill to me.
I am so
Shopify
glad.
Rebellion. After back phase. After they took that first round, we're at 1-1 now. Next round, we'll decide if FaZe Clan knocks Shopify Rebellion down to the elimination bracket, or if we go to a early game 5 here on a Saturday in Seattle. Cycles in headshots.
I don't know what kind of dark magic was required to get an Observer back into this game somehow in the third round, but we've done it, and the teams are perfectly tied 1-1 in rounds. If you're just joining us, it's FaZe Clan versus Shopify. Lower seeded FaZe currently leading on potential world championship favorite. You're defending back-to-back champions over the last 2 events. If FaZe Clan takes this round, this will be the series. They will pull off the upset, but Shopify now looking to force a game number 5. Frosty, last player alive.
Yeah, last player alive here. Does manage to find one, of course he does. Penguin has the oddball in his hands, so it's a momentary 1v1 on the map. Oddball versus Frosty. Penguin has to reload again, but somehow, with a little bit of help from his friends, comes out of that situation, still managing to pick up the kill.
Unbelievable here to have this well fought of a series. I think a lot of people, us included, had high hopes for this new era FaZe Clan. But man, are they even surprising even more, and clearly surprising Shopify Rebellion now, pushing them up against the wall here in game number 4. But it all comes down to this final round of ball to determine where this series goes.
Eyes on Lucid at the start of this series, having a little bit of a slow game comparatively to what we've seen so far from him in the series. At 16 and 25, but does have 20 assists.
Yeah.
That is leading the lobby, so a huge amount of damage still coming out of the guns that are being used by Lucid.
Never been so happy to be back into gameplay
Same.
in my life here. This is an unbelievable series so far. It has delivered. And now it's an early lead for Shopify, 26-3. And still a lot of game to go, but it's a very strong start here for Shopify in your third round.
That lead will continue to extend as well because FaZe have found themselves 3 dead. Penguin, the only player alive at the moment. As Lucid tries to predict the push in through the turbine, but instead it's going to be Penguin who does get that kill. So first pick goes the way of FaZe. They should be able to put some pressure on this off-ball holder and at least stop the scoring here as well as securing this.
That's
ammo.
a shiny bag on back
It's
there.
Really nice.
Yeah, this is a big moment, by the way.
No,
It was just
it's not.
26-3. Now it's 51-3. Lucid needs to make this play with this camo count.
Also needs to not trade in this situation. Cycle gets taken down, doesn't trade. Keeps his camo alive. Frosty still puts some pressure onto Trippy. Royal 2 spied him out. And
Look at the
Frosty.
shots.
Oh, Trippy just got the kill at the last second, but last shot scarping away with that oddball and forcing Lucid to come make a play. Grabs that oddball, tries to wrap away, but with the shock rifle in his hand and no shields, he's got to be careful of every grenade that's coming his way.
Man, what a play from Lucid, doing it all. Grabs the ball, tosses it back in, takes a high-risk play, and continues sniping as well. They're finally scoring, but they have a long way to go to get back into this game. It's 2 dead for FaZe.
Gonna touch his ball to keep it somewhat in their possession when it comes to map control. Royal 2 being a nuisance. Royal 2 winning the fight as well. Lucid not connecting with the big shots, and they're the ones that can matter.
Huge kills. Look at Shopify right now, by the way. They're now outslaying 112 to 88. Look at about to be a 30 bomb for 3 of the 4 players. And Frosty's not far behind either.
Lucid still has that oddball though. FaZe is still trying to hold the line, but they're taking a lot of damage at the moment. But Penguin now on the flank through the pipes. He's going to find one himself. The second kill is in front of him, presents itself and will be taken. 2v2 on the map between Shopify and FaZe as Trippy will now move in to try and contest this oddball. Snakebite's trying to escape Cycle at the moment, and Trippy doesn't check before he crosses the road. The last shot might make him pay for that.
He does indeed. 2 dead for FaZe here, and now still 59 to 9. They will cross the 60-point mark, and Shopify, they're only about 2 holds, if that, away from closing out this round and the game.
Last shot with the ball in his hands as well is going to make FaZe fans hurt. A second by second, moment by moment, that game 5 becomes more of a reality to both of these teams and everybody watching right now. 2 dead for FaZe, 2 dead for Shopify. For the lead, there's a chasm between the 2 teams when it comes to that score in this round.
It's massive this round. FaZe is going to have to really change the way this game has been played, especially because take a look at the game clock. There's only 1:45 left on it. And even though that clock will stop whenever the ball is held, that's not a lot of time to play with. Not a lot of insurance time for FaZe Clan to get back in this game.
Royal 2 somehow survives that situation and comes back to pick up a kill. 3 dead, Lucid last alive, no shields, bottom tower. Oddball is still down, and Shopify will not have to contest or worry about that Oddball right now. They just need to keep their opponents away from it, and Frosty with the camo is going to have a lot of tools to do exactly that.
Lucid with some very good pre-nades, but and I will say, Lucid's pre-nades there from bottom tower to make sure Frosty stayed weak. They will trade the camo out, which is a big deal, but this is really dangerous territory for FaZe. Already 73 to 10. Penguin filmed like he had to kill him twice.
Yeah, that felt like one of those situations where you're like, oh, 3 dead for Shopify. Maybe a chance here for FaZe. Frosty is last alive. Snakeeye's getting challenged, but Frosty somehow comes out of the situation as last alive with that kill once more.
Look at the damage.
And this damage just means that FaZe can't get near the ball either. It's having to overextend. The last shot's grabbed it and now moves it to pipes. He's got some support as well.
20 points away. It's been perfect gameplay from Shopify in this third round, leaving no room for error. Not even really any opportunities for holds whatsoever for the side of FaZe Clan. 83 points now and rising.
Been outslayed by nearly 30 kills in this game as well, so that's been the difference maker since that first round. Shopify Rebellion just managed to pick up those kills, pick up those slays, and have a little bit more space on the map. Snakeboy has no idea that Frosty is behind him, and nor does Trippy. Everyone's forgotten about Frosty, and this is the least gentle reminder that FaZe will ever get.
Look at the way Frosty's playing this entire map. The last 60 seconds have been amazing. Even gets the chain off the rack. 24 seconds left on the game clock. They will just slay here. Maybe hold if it's convenient, but this should be their round here.
Oh! Penguin gets a haircut, gets the feathers clipped. Lucid gets one as well. He says, oh, have the matching haircut. As Frosty denies FaZe Clan for sending Shopify down to the elimination bracket for at least one more game. We're going to a game 5, everybody. Shopify Rebellion win oddball here on Recharge. And now it's a shootout.
And how about this? Shopify had to reverse back-to-back in those rounds. Let's not forget that FaZe took that first round of ball, and Shopify had to win both rounds, and they do just that. But not only that, they outslay in the kills category 142 to 104 over the 3 rounds. A 40 kill margin is out. I mean, it's insane at this level, especially after dropping the first round. That tells you how hard they went in rounds 2 and 3. Look at the 30 bombs for everyone and just shy of a 40 bomb for last shot, by the way.
Look at the damage. Damage 2 players on the side of Shopify Rebellion. Psycho and Royal 2 dropping 11k, and I feel like it's unfair of me to kind of excuse Frosty and Last Shot from that conversation, because Last Shot was pretty much there as well. Frosty pretty much there as well. When you compare that to the FaZe side, difficult to put damage out when you're in the death screen, and that's the difference in those rounds of on-ball that we saw, right? Just picking up the slays, Shopify Rebellion. It's been the story of the series. You look at the slays, you look at the close games, it's been a kill or two between the two teams. You look at that game number 3, Forbidden. FaZe outslay Shopify Rebellion and win the objective game because of it. And now in the most decisive and ultimate deciding game of the series, slays are all that matter.
Also, Frosty, by the way, 22 assists in that game, just to give you perspective there. On the other side, there were players that only had 10 and 12 assists, and you've got Frosty going 22. As we said, doing everything. And I'm so impressed by the way that this was the exchange of play. The way that he's, and also watch the team having his back, even though he looks away. Royal 2 hits the remote detonation. I got you, buddy. And it is a beautiful checkered series layout so far. Back and forth between Shopify and FaZe Clan. And it's a very different story than it was in Charlotte. It was a clean sweep, a clean wipe for the side of Shopify in their winners final as well as their grand final. But here it is a different story at the Halo World Championship.
Well, here's the stats from the Charlotte grand final in this game time. 50 to 45. It went the way of Shopify Rebellion, but it was close. And if I remember correctly, there was a great mid-game rally from FaZe Clan where they felt like they were out of the game and all of a sudden got themselves back into the game. And I think if you're FaZe in this situation, very similar to what we saw in game number 2. I think the start has to be equal. You have to keep it close in the beginning of the game, because too many occasions against Shopify in these late game times, we've seen them give themselves almost too much to do too early. And even if you make that comeback, you go on that run, you know, you're always chasing the game instead of being able to control it.
Exactly, and they just can't afford it.
Hey, you ever see yourself get banned in real time? Do you want to see that?
If he's going to be able to leave that main stage with that same feeling in a few moments' time. And a reminder, if you weren't here earlier for the first game type in this series, the first Slayer that we saw, the records coming into this event, you have number 1 and 2 on your stage right now for Slayer success. FaZe were number 1 coming into this event, 30 and 9 in their Slayer game types. Now that's changed a little bit, of course, here in Charlotte. But number 2 was Shopify Rebellion. So when you want a game 5, and you're going into a Slayer game type, you could not ask for 2 better teams and a more unpredictable result to be in front of you.
By the way, FaZe Clan and Charlotte 3-0 in Game 5 Slayers. Let's not forget it. We talked about how they may have been dependent upon those, but let's first take a look at Shopify's last 8 Slayers.
Yeah, www, and I'm not entering an incorrect URL. That is win all the way down in their last Slayer games that they have played against. And when you consider that 1, 2, 3, 4 of those are against FaZe Clan, with the record that we just highlighted as well, Shopify will feel confident, as they always do, that they can continue their run here at the Halo World Championships in this winner's side of the bracket.
And as we were saying on the FaZe side, they're 4-1 this year on Game 5 Slayers. 3-0, as we said in Charlotte. They were down to the wire against some top teams. But the question is, can they do it against the world-ranked number 1 Shopify Rebellion, who have rallied back to force this game number 5. One single game remains between Shopify Rebellion and FaZe Clan to decide who will stay alive in the winner's bracket.
There was always going to be Game 5s in the Halo World Championships. There was always going to be Game 7s. And FaZe, who were on the receiving end of a devastating loss yesterday in a Game 5, now have the chance to make that a distant memory. Game 5, winner's bracket quarterfinal. Shopify FaZe, who is going to continue on this winner's side of the bracket.
So much riding on this exact game here for what will happen in the brackets. How does the rest of this tournament go? Really, you cannot say enough about it here. 3 dead off the opening for Shopify. That camo pop will be big as well.
4-1 off the rip here for FaZe. We said how they needed to have a good start. Well, that is almost a perfect start. And now Shopify have to play a game they're a little bit unfamiliar with. They have to chase the game, and FaZe can set those traps.
This was the key to success, as we said, for FaZe Clan. Do not find yourself down 6-1, 7-1 like they were on live fire. Instead, they now control the game here at 6-2.
Cycle's a little bit trapped here. Couldn't find the kill onto Penguin, and now Snakebite's on the flank. Snakebite should be able to get the trade in this situation. Cycle should be able to get the trade as well, and that's exactly what happens. But all that does is keep the lead in the hands of FaZe. Lucid gets out of that situation. Lucid lived through that situation. He was half shields. He got the sticky repulse onto Royal 2 and lived through the situation.
Wait, Royal 2 was the one with the repulse. I gotta watch it back.
Okay, we need to watch that one
We'll see that one later. More importantly, FaZe Clan up 10-3 off of the opening. And they are looking good here in game number 5, and we've seen them do it before, like we said.
3-1 off the rip here for Lucid. A rough game 5 for him yesterday against Cloud9, but certainly will be fresh in his memory, and Sting in the memory as well. Penguin's trying to stay alive with this shock rifle. 11-4 the score. The one thing that FaZe have to keep in mind is the runs that Shopify can go on. If you give them the chance to get back in the game, if you find yourself 2 or 3 dead, Shopify can rally and could go on these insane runs. But at 13-5, FaZe look like they're up to the task.
Yeah, so far it's been the FaZe run. Let's get into an early listen in here with FaZe Clan.
I'm trying to come out alive.
Yo, bottom mid. Silo, Joey, Silo.
Yo, two bottom mid. Silo weak. U-turn, LR. U-turn's weak, Tommy.
U-turn, half shields, 3 shots, shoot, Joey.
Yeah, guys, go into that. Two dead. Yo, driveway, Loop and driveway. What are we doing? One driveway. One in loop. On your have your chase me, Jack. Have your chase. I'm go weak out. Dip weak on you, Tommy. So one is soda, one is soda. I'm that one is soda. One. I'm literally LR weak. One is on this one. Yo, LR weak. LR really weak. Soda stairs. Absolute soda stairs. One bullet. And still up. One bullet soda stairs. And soda. They're on that soda stairs. They're good. Slowly. Listen. Walking out. I'm on blue. Nice. I'm LR. One shot. User. There was LR. Light hole, Joey. With LR. He's LR box. He went soda, Joey. Come on. He's weak top Sigma. Yo, they have shock bench. Two shot. No one sick by. One goes on you, Joey. Go, still benches. Watch out, glass. Absolute glass. Absolute loop or something, tram. He's like, it's not blue. He was glass. He's glass. Blue. Going top gold. Yard the flowers. Two shot runner. Yo, half shots powder. One shot powder. Still flowers. Going side. Hold the map. Loop is open, Joey. I'll go camo. Top nest one. Weak. Dark. Stop hotel weak.
10 kills the difference between the two teams as FaZe are 1 kill away from the halfway point of winning this game 5. Shopify are on the back foot here, Andy.
Unbelievable. Look at Penguin's numbers. He's 8 and 3 with 6 assists as well. That lead is trimmed by just a bit here for FaZe, so they do need to be careful, but it all comes down to, as we said, the opening for FaZe. They've held on.
Road 2 gets revenge. The sticky falls onto Penguin. And off the back of it, the double kill now from Royal 2, and it is a 4-kill game. Shopify are gaining momentum, and FaZe have to be careful here.
How quickly things can change. It was just a 24-14 game. Now it's 23-25.
2 kills the difference, 1 kill the difference. FaZe are 3 dead. And Cycle will trade for the last. Everybody trapped. Now for FaZe Clan as Shopify are 1 kill away from tying this game.
An 11-2 swing. Royal 2, by the way, he's 1 kill away from something special. We'll see if it hits. They were trailing by 10.
Oh, he doesn't get it this time around as Triple will get the trade. Royal 2's run will be stopped. Camo coming up top middle. Snakebite finds another and just gives it a moment for FaZe Clan to just regain some composure here because they have been in a whirlwind for the last few moments. Royal 2 trying to get away with that camo. Can they find him? Yes, they do. Lucid finds the kill.
Very, very big to neutralize that camo. That could have really spelled disaster for the side of FaZe Clan. Tied up at 30-30 here. FaZe Clan back into the lead, but narrowly.
Penguin versus Frosty. Penguin wins it. Huge 1v1s. Could be the result, and the way that this game is decided. Royal 2 gets another kill himself. Royal 2, by the way, 11 and 8 in this game, leading the charge on the side of Shopify Rebellion, but FaZe still with this slender 2-kill advantage.
Snakebite gets away and gets very good damage and info about last shot on truck. They're likely going to pitch that right now. It might cost Snakebite in the end. It does, and now just a 1-kill game at 35-34. FaZe Clan still leading, but very, very narrowly.
Strike rifle coming up. Trippy, Frosty, stare into the whites of each other's eyes, to the reflections of each other's helmet, to see who can get their hands on it. It is a tie game as Shopify go into a lead. It's a 1-kill lead now for Shopify, but where did that shot go?
All eyes on that weapon that really could decide where this goes. Still just a 1-kill game, as you say. Shopify now leading, and we're about to be in the home stretch. And right now it's a rolling yard on the side of FaZe Clan and 1 player blue. Watch this, Frosty might know.
Frosty has a thrust as well, so he can get a little bit aggressive here. He can afford to take a chance, but Snakebite somehow gets a stick. Trippy finds a kill elsewhere, and this flank from Frosty.
They lose 2 though.
It's not going to be as effective as he wanted it to. 39-39, nothing between the two teams.
They lose 2 elsewhere, as you saw, so they have to reset. They have to refocus to push. They do get number 40, though. Now they're going to try to slowly pick apart FaZe Clan on this small trap, and Trippy with a very good flank and avoids the trade as well.
Picks up the thrust off the body of Frosty. That allows him to get out of blue. It allows him to survive here. Cycle going to challenge him bottom middle. Cycle with some fantastic shots. A cross map under pressure to keep the game close. Cycle with a second as well, and Cycle might be the player to watch here because he's picked up 2 vital kills in the last few moments.
Penguin might have been able to finish that kill on Cycle as well. I'm not sure if they have the comms they needed here. Look at Shopify now into a lead, 45-42.
And this is where you win a series. This is where you win your money. This is where you decide what way this game is going to go. And Royal 2 gets yet another camo here for Shopify Rebellion. And at 17-9,
Here it comes.
the flank comes in from Royal 2. 2 no shields, 2 kills. Royal 2 with a killing spree as he goes to work. 1 kill for Shopify Rebellion to close out a game 5.
Who else? Leave it to this man on your screen. Here he comes out on the S4 push.
Snake bite, old friend, old buddy. Down to the elimination bracket you go. A wag of the finger
Come on.
as Royal 2 dominates game 5. And Shopify Rebellion will continue their run in the winner side of the bracket.
Imagine doing all that in a Louis Vuitton jacket. There's no way. Come on. Even with a green gun in hand, all he had to do was charge it, drop down, get the melee. He goes for the stick with style and the finger wag. Against longtime teammate, of course, and a longtime friend, Snakebite. They will take the game 50-44 in a game, by the way, that they were trailing 24-14. That is a masterclass. I cannot wait to see some of the highlights and to watch that entire game back. Because the way that they went on that 11-2 run, they took over in the game and they win the series.
Royal 2 finishes that game 20-9 in a game 5. One of the best to ever do it, producing a performance to remember when it matters most. And what it means is FaZe Clan will be going down to our elimination bracket now, but Shopify Rebellion, the back-to-back champs, had a scare, but they come through the biggest series of the Halo World Championships for them so far. What a series that was, man. Like, front to back, just brilliant.
Amazing.
First match of Saturday as well. Love it.
I'm telling you, these first matches of these days, yesterday as well, it's just packed house for this series, and for good reason. You just saw what the Halo World Championship can bring in terms of quality and maybe even surprises. That series had everything, man. It had all of the drama you could ask for, and for it to end the way it did, it's quite a statement from Royal 2 as well.
I mean, let's take a look at the bracket to see how things pan out after that series has now concluded. Shopify Rebellion will now go on to play Complexity for a spot in the winners finals. Complexity, of course, taking out Envy 3-1 in a series that we caught the back end of a little bit earlier. Optic Gaming with a swift and severe 3-0 over Space Station. They'll take on Cloud9, who delivered, I should say, the exact same thing to Luminon in the game that they had as well. But yeah, pretty good performance in that game 5 from Royal 2.
Yeah.
Want to hear from him?
I do.
I got you. Blaze, you've got us. Let's hear from the man himself.
Everybody make some noise for Shopify Rebellion! Turning up on the main stage. I got the flyest man with me in the league right here, Royal 2, with a fly performance in that game 5. Just initially, how did you feel being able to survive that matchup? Because they gave it everything in which they got.
Yeah, that was a super tough matchup. Like, I mean, shout out to them. They just put on a show. Hopefully everyone enjoyed that. But yeah, that was, I think, a little too close for our liking, but glad we pulled it out.
Definitely a little bit too close for Shopify's liking, okay? We've seen so many dominant performances from you guys here on this stage, and we rarely see you guys being tested. But in that last map, they're up 9, okay? And something just snaps in you, okay? Talk to me about, from your perspective, how you guys make that comeback and close out this last map.
Honestly, I didn't even know we were down by 9. I don't even look at the score, but I noticed they were just getting a lot of power up-ins. And then as soon as I got one camo, I kind of like just blacked out almost. Like I was like, in my head, I was like, I'm gonna win this game myself, and I know exactly how to do it. So I just kept getting the camos, and yeah, I just guaranteed them out.
Guaranteed the map.
What a cocky son of a bitch. Yeah, I just kind of blacked out. I knew that if I was going to win this match, I had to win it myself. Get the fuck out of here.
Who has just been cheering nonstop for you guys here to kick off the championship bracket.
Yeah, just love to shout out to all the Shopify fans, also all the Halo fans. I know this is the last Halo World Championship, and we appreciate everyone in the crowd tuning in, especially everyone at home in Twitch chat. Shout out to the Twitch chatters, and yeah, all the Shopify fans in the building, any team fan. We appreciate everyone just showing up for the last tournament.
We appreciate you all, everybody, okay? It's just the start of the champ bracket. We got 2 days left. Let's get through it.
Thank you so much, Blaze, and wow, what a series to kick off day 2 here. It really did come down to the wire between these two teams. But Shopify Rebellion, again, perfect track record. They continue on. And FaZe, they are left, I think, questioning a few things. A couple of mistakes going the wrong way for them, decisions. But back to the drawing board.
Hey, thanks for the follow.
In the tournament.
How's it going?
Wow, so much to talk about here. And I think objectively, I think FaZe are right there. They are so close for greatness. But Shopify Rebellion, they are always able to kind of swing things
Okay,
back into their
that's
favor. I mean, there's so much to pick up on and touch on here. Clutch, what are kind of some of the key moments that you thought were kind of sealing the deal for either of these teams?
I mean, you knew it was going to be a banger of a series.
We
after
trade
game
shiny
one.
for
The
shiny?
way FaZe was able to
We can. What shiny do you need?
that we've seen them struggle with against Shopify in the past. They were actually going to ward there, and they forced Shopify to play their best Halo in order to take them down throughout this series. The Slayers are, of course, where the series always gets decided in the close ones. And that's where Shopify really extended their opportunity to close the series out in their favor. I can't say enough about the Slayers. You saw the graphic before Game 5, how they've won 9 Slayers in a row. An insane stat, considering Slayers are usually the most volatile game type.
Like a badass
For some
one?
reason, this team always figures it out. And you got to feel for the FaZe guys. They gave them a hell of a punch. You know they put in a lot of work coming in here, but Shopify...
I don't know that I have many badass ones.
The winners bracket, you heard World 2 say, a little bit closer than they're liking, and they know that there's still an Optic Gaming on the other side of the
Honestly,
bracket.
I've
They
gotten a
know
lot of
they saw that
repeats.
And are saying we have an opportunity to take this team
Because
down
I'm
this
trying to
bad.
do a
They certainly do.
shiny living
What really
dex.
impressed me was that game number 3 went from FaZe. I mean, honestly, they showed a lot in that one. That's one of Shopify Rebellion's favorite
It is,
games.
yeah.
I love Capture the Flag. They're 5-2 on Capture the Flag Forbidden over the course of the entire year. And FaZe with that 3-0.
Shiny male Pyroar.
That's when I was a believer.
It was huge. I will say that final Slayer, there were moments where it was just like, you know, hey, they might do this FaZe. You know, the beginning was a great start. It's something that we were looking for from FaZe. They typically have terrible starts regardless of
It's
their
like
kind of
most of my
ratio
other
in terms of wins and
Litlios are
losses on a
female.
Slayer. I will say, I think Snakebite having a bad game 5, which we don't see very often, is
How about
something
that
is gonna be
Gary?
difficult for FaZe to overcome here, and I think we've seen it time and time again. It was Lucid when it came down to Cloud9.
I
and
can't.
in game 5,
I can't do the Gyarados.
and Snakebite has been unbelievable in game 5, so it's tough.
I think if you're FaZe and you go into the elimination bracket, we showed a graphic of Lucid's stats at the start of the day here, and it wasn't too strong of a graphic. Lucid played out of his mind. That's exactly what it's going to take to beat a team like
A lot of
Shopify.
alpha
You need
Litlios.
superstars to be superstars. Lucid gave them that. Now you're looking at the rest
Let
of the
me
team.
see
If
what
they
I've
can
got
elevate
for
their
alpha
game
shinies.
plan,
Give me a sec.
they can go in an elimination bracket run. These guys are veterans, and I have.
This
all
Talonflame
the
is an
big
alpha.
problem is there's so many juggernauts in that lower bracket already that it's going to be a long Saturday.
Most of my
and you're gonna
Litlios
get tested every step of the
are...
way.
Yeah, you certainly are. Tony, how are you feeling about the test that FaZe have to overcome? Just to remind us as well, last World Championships in 20, I think it was 2023, FaZe, they actually did manage to get through the elimination bracket.
This
against
one?
A completely different team, but we did have one person on that team with the experience of this, which is also back on.
Yeah, I've got a
FaZe,
shiny
and that
male
is
alpha
Snakebite.
Litlio.
You can do it. You can win a World Championships from that elim bracket. How are you feeling about this team's chances?
I mean, I'm going to be completely honest with you. You asked me before that series, I would have said I would be worried for FaZe going down to the lower bracket this early, but I also would have told you I would have been worried for FaZe going up against Shopify Rebellion, and I saw a very pretty FaZe. I saw a
I can also do the
that I was proud of,
Talonflame.
and I believe it. You're going to go down to that lower bracket, and you're going to do your thing. We could still see FaZe.
Yeah, I can do the Heracross for it.
Shining very bright is Shopify Rebellion, and on the winners bracket side of things, they move on to the semi-finals, where they're going to be facing Complexity. Complexity having an incredible
I have a shiny Heracross.
run of a lifetime
I don't know
and
what's going
peaking at the right time. Yeah, what do you think is going on there?
I mean, it's year 4. It's
What do you
World
want the link code to be?
Strange things happen, and for Cloud9 and Complexity, both define what feels like their first winner semifinals. Probably.
Turn that down. I don't care that much. Is this in a game yet? No. Any? We just want to do all 9s?
Let's take a look at the elimination bracket side of things, because of course our safety net of Halo can only hold these teams for so long. FaZe are going to find themselves against TSM. I think my eyes go immediately there. TSM looking for a bounce back, knowing that they have to face either FaZe or Shopify Tony. How do you think they're going to be feeling about this one?
I
You want the alpha male Litleo? Yeah, for sure. Alpha male Litleo is fucking pain in the ass. Oh, we can. You want the Talonflame? I can't do the Gyarados. So I'm trying to do a shiny living dex. I've only gotten one Magikarp so far. But Talonflame is an alpha if you want it. We can do a Mareep. I do, but only certain ones. Alpha shinies I'll just catch because they're shiny. Otherwise, it's like, I don't really care unless they're my favorites, like my Garchomp. Banette? I think I have an Alpha Banette. Yeah, I've got an Alpha Banette. Are you done with your decks? I'd be willing to help you out with any trading boats. Yeah, we could do that. I do. I did not mean to Master Ball it, but it's okay because I've got 3 more. I've got, what do I have for Alpha starters? I feel like I've got a couple. Why can't I just search for alphas? You need an alpha Drampa? I don't think I have an Alpha Greninja, do I? This is my only Greninja, I know that. Alpha Garchomp I can't do. Garchomp is hands down my favorite Pokemon. I can do an Alpha Gengar. Or the Alpha Salamence. I think I have an Alpha Gengar. Do I not? Oh! I mean, technically it'll be a Gengar. That's fine. Do you need, if you need help doing your decks, I can help you out. I finished my decks last Friday? Saturday? One of the days? Okay. What the hell? Yeah, you can have it. Oh, where's the Alpha Salamence? Is it this one? Yep. Sorry, I'm texting about a wedding that I have to go to tonight. thanks. Some of my good friends. So, I'm texting one of my buddies that doesn't live too far from me. He and I are just gonna carpool, so. Is there anything else you need? I think I do have an Alpha Bulbasaur, if that piques your interest. Where is it? This one. Nice. Hopefully that goes well. Well, I'm glad. I can't give you any of these guys. They're all... You want an Alpha Hawlucha for anything? I'm gonna end up shiny hunting Alpha Hawlucha, I think. Probably go get ready soon. Alpha Gibble. Let me see. There's a chance I have an Alpha Gibble. I can't guarantee anything. That's a regular Gibble. Yeah, I just have a regular Gibble. Yeah, no problem, man. I'm glad I could help out. Alright. Sounds good. I'm usually either streaming Pokemon or Call of Duty, so... Basically, if I'm playing Pokemon and you need a trade, just hit me up. Thanks! But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna start getting ready to go to this wedding. I'm gonna eat before we go. Gotta shower still. Gotta get my nice clothes ready, but yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the trades, and hopefully you have a good night, man. But I should be back tomorrow with more shiny hunting and more Halo championships. So